Well, hello everybody. Happy Friday, happy Halloween. Welcome into the Just Jump In live stream. Doing a little something different as I search for the right way to do the live stream. I have jumped on Restream and trying that as a service. It's very similar, has a very similar feel and ease of use to StreamYard. And if ever able to use the paid version, it's quite a bit cheaper. But just trying that. As always, let me know you can hear me and let me know if the audio is working. And then we can get started. And I said, hi, Brad, to the chat, in the chat. And I'll say, hi, Mom, welcome in. And so the other thing that I'm doing that's different tonight too is one of the things on the free plan that Restream allows you to do that StreamYard doesn't is allows you to stream on a couple platforms. So I've gone live on Facebook and hopefully that is working. I've asked Gopher Girl to check it out. And we'll see how it all goes, but thanks, Brad, for letting me know that it's loud and clear. So I haven't gotten much done this week. I'm in the height of the working season for my company. It's like, everybody helps out. There's no time off. I work in benefits, so healthcare benefits and pension benefits in a consulting company. And so of course it's, open enrollment season, and one of the clients I work for is going through their open enrollment. So that keeps us very busy. And then I manage a number of other pension clients. And so we keep chugging along. I'm in, I did 50 hours of work this week, which is a little, probably eight more hours, probably an extra day's worth of work than I normally do. But we'll have another busy week next week, and then it'll just start to get a little bit quieter until January, when it'll ramp up again, and I'll be tired again. So all that being said, as always, just jump in. Love my little sign. We'll take that away now. I wanted to follow up with last week, couple things from last week, and wanted to follow up specifically about one of the things I'm trying to do here. Is I've been on a kick where I'm watching a lot of technique videos. I'm usually watching a lot of technique videos, but lately quite a bit. And so one of those was, working on 2 different ways to make plastic look like wood. And so the first one, and I didn't have the channel up, so I'm going to use the new software and see if I can bring it up. Let's go. Let's do that. Let's do this. And that's an ugly shot, so we're just gonna. So the gentleman's name is Roger Kajawa. He inspired he inspired the one that I've been watching over and over again. I've watched many of his videos and I've watched them over again. But HO Scale Rio Grande in San Luis Valley had referenced his work, one of which was this one with Model Railroad Back Shop with Roger Kajawa. Realistic flat car decks from Model Railroading Flat Cars. One of my takeaways was his use. He used a kind of it looked very yellow on camera, but he so I used was yellow ochre as the base. So from up close, really hard to tell here. From up close, live, looking at it, it's a little too yellow. I think it looks good online. What this lacks right now, though, with this version, is these look like single slats. They don't look really like wood. I think from a distance it looks better. And so what we're going to do on this one is this is the one where we're going to take some cutting tools and we're actually going to do some kind of weathering of these slats to make them have like wood gouges and things like that to make them look like more like wood. I am going to try and get a little bit more of this stuff off, but I don't know if I can get much more of it off. I think from the technique, it's going to kind of make some of this disappear. So I think that'll be fine. But we'll see how that works. And we'll see what it comes up with. And like every other car we update the couplers and we update the trucks and wheels. So on this one, I took away, it had horn hook couplers like this, and I took those away and I put the KDs. I use 148s pretty exclusively just to keep everything as is. As needed, I would, I'll use other couplers as needed depending on the car. So, and that may be this one too. So one of the things you might see under here is the trucks that I use are 3D printed. I've print like 20 of these at a time. It takes no time at all to print like 20 of those at a time. They're a good facsimile. They're the good enough type. They look like actual trucks. There are some of the better ones that I've found to print from free printing stuff. They actually are part of a kit. And I just print the trucks. And so all my trucks are consistent now, except for my passenger cars and locomotives. All the freight cars have these trucks. And, some of the passenger cars have that. And they were low on here. That's one of the things that's a problem with these trucks is they can be very low and they'll catch on things and won't turn well. So what you see a lot is on a lot of cars underneath is you see extension, like a small, you see the bolster hole and then a smaller bolster hole on top of that, giving it some distance from the car. Let's see if this is, come on, doesn't want to. Of course, I'm on camera, so this won't cooperate with me. we go. Have to have the right tool. So I actually buy longer screws. I always have longer screws. I think they're 3/8 is what I buy. And then as needed, I don't know if you can see that, I'll cut them down because of the variations in all the cars and the trucks and the bolsters. I find it easier to buy longer screws and then cut them down. Anyway, so I added some styrene tube, and I guessed at the size, and this is turns out to be way too big. So I need to drop them down just probably in half. And hopefully that will work, and hopefully they'll stay on here. I mean, they've been dry for several days now with the I use the Tamiya extra thin. It's been dry, so I will attempt to cut them just to get them down lower. Otherwise, I'll have to take them off and maybe do something different. But I basically, that's really the only kind of on the bench thing that I did. But we all do that and make them able to run. Unfortunately, this will have to get fixed, and I have to get moving on the other one. And I do intend to release a video on this, on the work on these that I did. So we will see how that goes. And then, hey, Gopher Girl, welcome in. Like I mentioned, please check on Facebook to see if things are running on there. I hopefully they're running correctly. I did try to throw in a comment on there and see if that came up on here. It's not really coming up on these things, and it's actually kind of grayed out for me. So, and on Restream, and it's just saying read only, but I can't see anything. So appreciate if you check on that for me. But I definitely Raja Kajawa's channel, definitely suggest checking that out, and also our and I don't know his name. I would have thought I've heard his name, but again, HO Scale Rio Grande in the San Luis Valley. Let me see if I can copy that for you. See if we can get that in. That's his channel. So definitely would recommend that. This week, updating Twin City Division here in the Minneapolis, St. Paul metro area. Interesting. We have our monthly meeting on site at the Augsburg Library Tuesday night, and it's right up my alley for the show and tell. So I'm going to have to bring my passenger equipment that I've been working on, and because the feature show and tell is passenger equipment. And so the next thing is this little guy here. Very blue, very messy. And this is what the heating element looks like on the Bamboo printer, the Bamboo A1 printer, because I got another one of those fun little blobs and I wasn't quick enough to catch it and stop it. And so that destroyed the heating element and really messed with one of the nozzles that I had on there. So I went ahead and um, ordered and the best deal for Bamboo stuff, because they still don't really distribute it to other places. The local micro center was supposed to have stuff, and they've been very slow in getting stuff, and they don't focus really on parts for the A1. They focus on some of the higher end printers for Bamboo. They sell all of the printers. I got mine there, but the parts that they stock, they don't have anything for the A1 really. So they had one nozzle for it, a 0.6 nozzle. So I ordered from Bamboo. They're running a special. They started their Black Friday sales. It wasn't a big sale on it. It cost about $20 for the heating element, and I got I got a replacement nozzle, and then I picked up another, which is for the 0.02 nozzle, which is a really fine one, and then the general one though for I got one of those. And Mom, you'll like this, as you know, you and Nor complain about all of the warehouses there, but my parts ship from Bordentown. So from one of the warehouses out there in Bordentown. And all of it's supposed to arrive tomorrow. So I'll be able to fix the printer and I'll be able to start printing again tomorrow. But that's not been happening, which is fine because I've been pretty tired and not really doing a whole lot after work. So I've got one more thing that I was working on, but I'll just check in with everybody else that's in the chat or in the background. Just say hi and let me know what you're working on. And so I'm working on again a series of articles for our NMRA region, the Thousand Lakes region, for what's called the Fusee. And I started basically a series called Model Railroading Primer, and they're surface articles just to get people interested. And so I have one on my good friend Sculpt-A-Mold. So this stuff right here is Sculpt-A-Mold from a company called Amico. And it's basically crushed paper, and it's works like a paper mache product or a plaster type product, and but it's lighter than plaster, and primarily use it for scenery or molds. And so I go into both of those in the article, but I'm also producing a video. Yep, I just Brad, that popped by. I was like, that's good timing. I'll have something to watch tonight after the stream because we don't have hockey tonight. It's a weird series where it's a Thursday Saturday series, so tonight is not going to be date night, and we had dinner together, but no date night, so I'll be able to watch your update for sure. anyway, so I'm working on finishing that article. I'm waiting on Gopher Girl to get me get me the um, um, to get me the edits for the article so I can finish that up. She gave me some stuff to work on, but she still has the article and she's still going through it. So I'm going to wait till she's done with that. And I've got the video pretty much done for the article. And I'll be working on the audio next for it. It's probably a good 10-minute video or so. There's not much to how you work with Sculptamold. Basically, you mix it with water, you put it down, you match it, or you put it down how you want it, you mold it a little bit, it dries, you paint it. But I also go into one of the main painting techniques for it as well. So Gopher Girl, I don't know how it was promoted because I can't see it on my page how it was promoted. But if you go, I think you can look for events on my channel, and it should be on there. If the other thing you could do is just go to my go to my Facebook page, and around my logo it says live, and if you click on that, you should be able to get to it. Also, it shows a post. It shows under my posts, so you should see my posts on there as well and be able to see it. I know that yeah, so but there you go. So I can't see how many people are watching on, or if anybody's watching on the on there either. But let's see here if it's showing. So let's see here. So, yeah. I wonder what it's doing. That's saying it's live, but it's just looks like it's playing. I wonder. So we're all learning tonight. It shows that it's playing. So it may just be that I don't know. Again, it's new to me. It's showing that it's live. It's showing that it's going, but who knows? Hopefully, somebody from the Facebook site can show me or tell me, or tell me if they saw it or how that all works. See if there's like a, wonder if there is a link of some kind. So it's playing on there. So Gopher Girl, if you could try that link and let me know if that takes you out to the video on there, and if you get out there, if you can make a comment on there. I'm curious to see what's going on with that. So do I have the pictures? I have the pictures. I don't know if I can get them. I wonder if I can get them, but did you Mom, did you do any other setups with that, or are you going with that furniture that you sent the pictures to me on? And by the way, I printed so many of those parts. I just keep finding them. I thought I got them all and collected them all, but I keep finding them places, and it's like I'm going to clean out this house one day and potentially find them. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see if I... So I don't know if anybody else is... I don't know if anybody else is in the area, but here's a link to the page for the Philadelphia Miniaturia show. It's November 7th, 8th, and 9th. So, I think that's next weekend at the Doubletree in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So, right outside of Philadelphia. Yes, it definitely looks best in person for sure. Have to see if I have. I don't know that I have those pictures, or if I can upload them. Let's see here. They were texted to me, so I got to see if I can. Not sure. Let's see if I can somehow. I don't know. Getting the text to work on other stuff is kind of difficult. So let's see. Now I'm got to do something else to try and get those up. I'm sorry I didn't have them. We'll have to post them. we'll have to post them and see how they go. And if you and or Nora could make sure to take some pictures and videos, you can post them on in the Twin Cities Division group, or send to me. And I know Nora posts stuff all the time on Facebook, so I know she knows how to do that. But it'll be fun to see how that looks. That's your third display now of 3D. So she did a display um, that is mid-century modern, with a TV that actually played actual a video file. Then we did the train table last, and now this storefront piece to hopefully drum up some business for her. And it doesn't beat her expensive stuff. See if I can find this too. All right, so for anybody that wants to check out her site and some of the stuff she sells and see the difference between 3D printing and wood craftsmanship on some of these items, go ahead and check that out. Yeah. So that's what's been going on with me and my mom. Again, just a really light week with although I've been an idea guy, I keep getting ideas. So I've got 2 more ideas in the hopper for model railroading primers. The first one is I don't know what I would call it, but it's a review essentially of one-to-one terms in railroading and model railroading. So, and how they relate. And there are millions of terms that you could use, but like, everybody talks about marker lights and ditch lights and headlights and motherboard and number board lights. Well, what does that all mean? What does it mean in the one-to-one world? What does it mean in the hobby world? Yard limit. You hear yard limit all the time. Well, what does that mean? Well, most of us know what that means. Some people don't. Some people don't know that if they want to be prototypical, should they have a yard limit when they're doing operations, that sort of thing. And so kind of having that conversation. The other one is, taking something like, let's say, somebody's gotten into the model railroading, and they've just been buying stuff and wanting to put it on the track and run it, and they may not find the car they're looking for, and so they may be interested in building a car, or maybe they built a kit from Walthers for a building, and so, well, maybe I want to try to do that for the car, or maybe they want to personalize a car. So I thought, what's the best entry for folks while prices are going up? The best entry is still Accurel kits. It's like to me anyway, it's a beginner kit because it has most of everything on the car. It has the things you do is you add on a box car, you add the side doors, you add the underbody to it, you add the um, all of the bracing and everything to it on the bottom, but it's a molded plastic piece, so you're just kind of gluing it down. You're putting the weight in. um, they might have coupler pockets, and you just put the couplers on, and then you put wheel sets on. So it's only a few steps and that sort of thing. So it's kind of an entry into um, um, getting detailed with cars. So I thought that maybe I buy two of the same cars, do a primer on getting started with kit building, and then maybe on the second car, after doing the basic stuff, really going into detail, like potentially like taking the molded on ladder off and then putting on, or building your own ladder, or putting on a ladder as a part, or the stirrups, which I hate doing, for instance. But that's the other primer idea to get people interested, because there's 200, and I think there's like between 225 and 250 members in the just the Twin Cities division. So I don't know how many more are in the region. I mean, that number is pretty big because the Twin Cities division boundaries are pretty big. But we go out into South Dakota, a little bit, into North Dakota. We go up into Winnipeg, and so we cover a wide area. We have a lot of people out there, and not everyone necessarily. A lot of them may be lone modelers, and and so maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have the inspiration or um, or the urge to get. They don't have a way to get into it. And that's what I'm looking for to do with the primers, is get people to get to know things they may not know, and that might help them, and they may not know how to ask those questions and things like that. So that's the purpose. That's what I'm that's what I'm that's my goal, and so I think those ideas are pretty decent. But again, so those are my ideas for sorry, just was distracted by a message, and I apologize for that. Those are my ideas for upcoming primer articles. They're quarterly, but I really want to make sure that I also do videos too, to catch people online as well. So tomorrow I expect to be making what it used to be weekly. I don't go every week anymore, but it'll be going to the hobby shop. I'll look for to see if they have two of the same Accurel kits, probably a box car, maybe a tanker. We'll see. it's not going to hit everyone's fancy just based on the car type, but it'll do what it needs to do. We have 2 hobby shops that are still breathing. One of them's kind of just has model railroading in the back of the shop. It has a lot of stuff, but its primary target is really um, it's kind of like a toys and hobbies. It has a major RC section kind of up front. It has plenty of hobby supplies for painters and people who are making stuff. And then it has rows of toys and crafts. And then it has in the back, it has some more die-cast stuff, cars and planes. And then has a pretty decent sized train section, model train section, with all scales, but it's they charge over retail there for a lot of their stuff. Not as much, not quite as much their supplies. Some of the supplies can be over retail price or over MSRP, but I don't buy engines, cars, anything like that. So, over time, obviously, all prices go up. So even the Acura kits, when I started buying them, they were like $16, $17. They're now usually around $20, $21, but I've seen them there for like $24. And so I don't buy that kind of stuff at that store. We have one other store which has on one side kind of RC stuff, models, military models, sci-fi models, all kinds of different model kits and things. And then, but most of the store is model railroading, and they charge MSRP for most stuff. So I generally go with them. It's about it's only about a 10 or 15 minute more drive to that hobby shop called Scale Model Supplies in St. Paul, Minnesota. So I'll go there and look, and I'll probably find a couple cars between $19 and $21 that I could do. The other thing I've also been wanting to try are resin kits, and they have a bunch of old resin kits as well there. I haven't tried those yet. One of these days I'll pick one of those up and try those. Unfortunately, the other thing I wanted to be able to do is do live builds on the live stream. And so I was looking at all the kits, and my problem is my allergies. I could probably use the Tamiya cement just fine. The problem with that is it has to be the right kind of plastic. Anything I print, I can't cement with the Tamiya cement. It won't take with the kind of plastic with the PLA or PETG plastic. I have to use super glue. And if I do that, I've got to put the mask on. The fan that I would use would be too loud. But here, let's see if I can. Well, I'm sorry, guys, going the wrong way. But here's my mask. I've been using this one. I've been spraying stuff, and it's a good old 3M mask. It's pretty ridiculous to wear it just to glue something for a second, but I've got to do that these days, unfortunately. But this makes it kind of not so good to do on camera builds. If I do, I have some kits that I can use the Tamiya glue for. I might try to do that. Painting and stuff I wouldn't do on camera, because that is I have a paint booth with that, and that has, acrylics are fine. They don't have fumes. They don't bother me. I could do those, and maybe show you what I do with some of that. But that's where I'm at. So a couple more weeks of kind of busy season, slow on the modeling stuff. And then we'll see how it all goes. So, well, I do want to thank everybody for coming in and hanging with me as I try Restream. I hope that the video stayed strong. I hope the audio stayed strong, and that you were that you at least had a decent time while you were in here. And I just want to say again, thank you for supporting me and checking in on me. And make sure you do just jump in and try something. You never know what you're going to like, and in order to figure that out, you just got to jump in. So with that, I'm going to say have a fantastic night, and we will see you next time.